The year was 2024. Maple Creek, Ohio was the picture of American peace. Tree-lined streets, white fences, kids playing until dusk. People left doors unlocked, trusting their neighbors. But that trust was about to be shattered. No one imagined the darkness gathering beneath the snow. Subtle signs appeared, a garden gate left open, a strange footprint in the snow. Easy to dismiss, until they weren't. These were the first whispers of a coming storm. This isn't a story about a movie monster. It's about a man who looked like anyone else. He could have been your neighbor, or the person behind you at the store. That's the most terrifying part. Evil hiding in plain sight. The predator watched, learning routines, choosing his moment. As the holidays approached, Maple Creek decorated for joy, unaware someone else was preparing too. To him, their festive lights were spotlights on his targets. The peaceful silence of winter nights was about to be broken, and when it was, Maple Creek would never feel safe in the silence again. The nightmare was about to begin. The town slept, oblivious to the predator's gaze. He waited, patient, for the perfect moment. The snow-muffled sound, but not the sense of unease. People sensed something was wrong, but couldn't name it. The darkness crept closer, hidden beneath the surface. Soon, Maple Creek's peace would be shattered forever. The storm was coming, and no one was ready. He was called the Silent Night Stalker. At first he was just a whisper, a fear without a face. His methods were simple, silent, and terrifyingly effective. He watched homes for days, learning every detail. He knew when families slept, when they left, which locks were weak. He entered without a sound. No broken glass, no forced doors. He found the smallest weakness, an unlocked window, a door left ajar. He moved like a phantom, never rushing. The horror was in his presence, standing in doorways, watching families sleep. He didn't steal valuables. He took small personal items, a piece of jewelry, a photograph, a child's toy. These were trophies, messages. I was here. The stolen items were proof of his violation. His true signature was psychological torment. The name Silent Night Stalker was born from this chilling routine. He struck late at night, moving with ghostly silence. Victims woke to a strange feeling, a colder house. Then they noticed a missing photo, an open window, a muddy footprint. The realization hit. Someone had been inside. The silence of their home became a threat. Fear spread as the pattern repeated. The stalker's presence lingered long after he was gone. Families felt watched, vulnerable in their own homes. The town's sense of safety unraveled. The stalker's message was clear. Nowhere was safe. He enjoyed the fear he created. Each break-in deepened the town's terror. The stalker's legend grew with every silent night. Maple Creek was no longer a place of peace. The predator was always watching, and the town could only wait for his next move. The silence became unbearable. The nightmare had only just begun. The Miller family lived on Oak Street, a mother, father, and 2 young children. One cold December night, everything changed. Mrs. Miller woke at 3 a.m., sensing a chill. She found the sliding glass door open, a crack letting in the cold. Frozen with fear, she woke her husband and called the police. Officers found nothing missing, no signs of forced entry. But in the morning, a red silk scarf lay draped over a family photo. It was a message, a calling card. The Silent Night Stalker had visited the Millers. The red scarf became the talk of the town. The Millers' home was no longer a sanctuary. The red scarf haunted Maple Creek, and the town would never be the same. The red scarf story spread like wildfire. The Silent Night Stalker was no longer a rumor, he was real. Maple Creek's sense of security vanished overnight. Doors were bolted, fences felt fragile, and every shadow seemed dangerous. Fear changed everything. Streets emptied at dusk, children stayed inside, neighborhood watch groups formed, hardware stores sold out of locks and alarms. Trust was replaced by suspicion. Even neighbors eyed each other warily. The psychological toll was immense. Sleepless nights, anxious parents, terrified children. The stalker fed on this fear, growing bolder with each break-in. He left new trophies, a glove, a doll, a teacup, each a fresh wave of terror. He wasn't just breaking into homes, he was breaking into minds. Maple Creek was under siege, held captive by a silent, shadowy figure. The town's sanctuary had become a prison of fear. The stalker's grip tightened with every silent night. The Maple Creek police were overwhelmed. Used to minor crimes, they now faced a ghost. State investigators and a special task force joined the hunt. The stalker left no fingerprints, no DNA, only strange objects and fear. Detectives searched for patterns, mapping break-ins within a 2-mile radius. Profilers described him as organized, intelligent, and enjoying the game. The first real break was small. A single blue wool thread found at the Miller house. It was sent to the state crime lab. Weeks passed, and the stalker struck again. Then, the lab called. The thread matched a specific work uniform used by a local utility company. Suddenly, police had a direction and a pool of suspects. The ghost was starting to take shape. The thread was the first tangible clue. Investigators focused on utility workers with access to homes. The hunt narrowed. The stalker's mask was slipping. The town's hope was reignited. The thread was pulling them closer to the truth. Investigators cross-referenced utility company employees with the break-in map. The list narrowed to those living nearby and working recent service calls. One name stood out. Arthur Finch, a meter reader. He lived alone, kept to himself, and his route matched the stalker's pattern. Surveillance began. Officers watched his every move. For 2 weeks, Finch did nothing suspicious. Some doubted, but lead Detective Harris trusted his instincts. Finch's eyes lingered on windows and doors during his rounds. The task force needed more than a hunch and a wool fiber. They obtained a warrant to place a GPS tracker on Finch's car. It was a long shot, but their only shot. The tracker was installed in secret. Now, they waited and watched. Tension ran high. Would Finch slip up? The town held its breath. The stalker was within reach. The silence was about to break. The hunt was nearing its end. The GPS tracker finally paid off. One night, Finch's car moved into the heart of the targeted neighborhood. Surveillance teams watched as he slipped into the shadows, approaching a house. He tested windows, moving with practiced ease. Detective Harris gave the order, "Move in." Officers caught Finch by a basement window, pry bar in hand. He surrendered without a fight. In his apartment, police found the trophies, photos, toys, gloves, and a box of red scarves. Finch confessed, describing his methods and the thrill of invading homes. The fear he created was his reward. Arthur Finch, the silent night stalker, was finally unmasked. He now serves multiple life sentences. Maple Creek is quiet again, but changed forever. Children play outside, but doors are always locked. The nights are never completely silent. The town remembers. Monsters can look just like us. The silence is no longer comforting. The nightmare ended, but its shadow remains. Maple Creek will never forget.